The holiday season is upon us. If you're feeling a little off or down or discouraged, especially as this Thanksgiving holiday approaches here in the United States, you are definitely not alone. I know that hearing that can feel a little bit cliche, especially if we're not feeling it and the joy and the excitement just aren't happening for us, or maybe if things are very different in our lives. It can easily feel like we're missing out and there's something wrong with us, or that we don't belong, or that we're a misfit. First of all, that's not true. But second, I get it to the depths of my soul. I've been through many difficult holidays over the years. Due to significant early childhood trauma that happened before my kids joined our family, they didn't handle holidays very well at all. Any of them. Birthdays, Christmas, Halloween, Mother's Day, Father's Day, they were all terrible. And the people closest to us didn't get it. What's worse is they didn't want to get it. I don't blame them for that. Who wants to get it? It's not fun stuff. Nevertheless, they earned their nickname of the Holidays for a reason. The crazy started in October and went all the way through December, and then it picked up again in February and went through Mother's Day and Father's Day, and then we did it all again the next year. They were rough on all of us. Unfortunately, others continued to push expectations that all the things that have always been remain the same, and that our kids and us get with the program and conform to them even when we couldn't. Attempting to conform to those expectations and all the old traditions created utter chaos for us. And it made all the holidays for many years really awful. And that leaves a mark. Those things don't go away just as the kids get older. And as I'm learning, they didn't go away just because they moved away from our home. The demands, the contention, the chaos, and the stress that was created by all of that just about killed us. And we had to pull back to preserve ourselves, our marriage, and our family. Unfortunately, doing so created some irreconcilable rifts across the board with my own family and also with my husband's family. We're still trying to figure those things out now. What we do know is that nothing has or probably ever will change with any of the people that we once celebrated holidays with. However, everything has changed for us. We're not who we used to be at all. And we're still becoming who we're going to be in the future. This year is even more different for us than it ever has been. By their own choosing, 2 of our own children will be missing from our Thanksgiving table this year. We love them. We miss them. We pray constantly for them. We try to communicate with them as much as they will allow, but it isn't much, and it's usually pretty superficial when we do. And unfortunately, we can't trust that most of it is even true. We do hope someday those boys will understand and know how truly precious they are to us, how wanted, needed, and treasured they really are, even now when they're young adults, out seeking their own way in the world, figuring things out their own way. We hope they'll someday remember what a gift it is to have a family who always loves them and will have their back. Because we will. All we've ever done over the years is try to help them, teach them, protect them, help them heal, love them, and try and help set them up for success in a world that we know they don't understand and that doesn't understand them. Unfortunately, trauma robbed them of their ability to understand family, loyalty, love, and connection. And they've chosen to do things the very hard and very lonely way. And all we can do is sit back and let them do it. Sadly, close family relationships were where they were hurt the most. They're where we've all been hurt the most. It's hard when you feel like you've been replaced by systems and people who feel safer for our kids, even when they really don't. But we know that that is what's the case, and that's what they need to do right now. On our end, we now get to and have to maintain boundaries that protect our safety and our peace, even when it means allowing them to run their lives off the cliff and live with the consequences of their choices. And even when it means distance from a bunch of other people that we love as well. Those trauma wounds are real, and they run deep. As things have broken down with my own family and also with my husband's family, we've come to understand a little bit more about what our kids have gone through. And it's given us a lot more insight into how incredibly painful it is to be rejected, diminished, and reduced by the people who are supposed to love you and care for you and protect you the most. It's very hard, and it's a horrible feeling. And truthfully, that feeling right there is what I think makes things like Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, and other family holidays so hard. We know what we had, or what we thought we had anyway, and it isn't there anymore. And in many ways, it now feels like all of it was just an illusion. Because how did something we thought was so good go so wrong? Even when choices had to be made for safety reasons, there's still a tremendous amount of grief and loss because we still love those people that we had to distance ourselves from. It's especially true when estrangement has replaced once beloved traditions, which are at the forefront of our focus this time of year. We know that they're still happening. We know they're still going on, but we're no longer a part of them and we're no longer welcome to participate there. I think for me, one of the hardest parts is knowing that we're not perfect. We've made some mistakes. Everybody has. But we've done everything possible to try and repair things. Only to realize that relationships have two sides and there are participants on both sides. And if both sides and all participants aren't willing to work on it, to make adjustments, to bring some acceptance, grace, repentance, and forgiveness to the table, those relationships will fail. And they have failed for exactly those reasons. And it's heartbreaking. Boundaries now exist and will remain in place until everyone on the other sides are willing to bring the same things that we are to the table. And that they're willing to invest in the relationships as much as we are, because we can't carry it ourselves. Until then, they can tell whatever version of the story they want. And they can believe whatever they want. That's their right to do. They can do whatever they're going to do. They can say whatever they're going to say. They can believe whatever they're going to say. They can be the hero or they can be the victim in those stories. It doesn't even matter anymore because the relationships are shattered. It doesn't mean it doesn't still stink and it's not hard, because it is. It just means that our peace, our healing, and our sanity matter even more now. And it means that we're learning to respect and to value ourselves at least as much as we value and respect other people. Part of our healing has been a refusal to let the trauma take any more from us than it already has. We're done with being sad. We're done with being mad. And yes, especially at this time of year, the grief still shows up as old memories and old ways pop up, and all the small talk is, what are you doing for the holidays? While others may go on and share their big plans and excitement for being with big family or taking big trips or doing big things, it's just the three of us here. And we're all looking forward, quite honestly, to a very quiet holiday and a break from the grind, even if it's just for one day. Most of all, we're also done with the chaos. And we get to be done with the chaos. We get to choose peace now. And that feels so amazing. Our holidays don't have to look like anyone else's. I've come to realize that more people than not really do feel some degree of anxiety and trepidation when it comes to those big family gatherings, especially if we're seeing people that we haven't seen for a long time or that we only see very seldom. And that has never been more true than it is right now, where things as petty as political views and who someone voted for or didn't vote for is taken so personally that it's creating permanent rifts in family and friendships. And that's just not okay. Whatever things look like for you this year, please know that it is okay. You matter. You are enough. You aren't less than. And you're definitely not alone in struggling. I will tell you though, I do believe the most beautiful gift you can give yourself this season is the belief that is inside of you, that you are enough, you are worthy, you belong. Maybe you belong in other places, but you belong. And it's okay to be sad or mad or scared. It's okay to put boundaries in place if you need to. It's okay to walk away if you need to. And it's even okay if you're doing this alone. You don't have to pick up anyone else's slack. You don't have to do the things the way they've always been done. You don't have to fill in where anyone else falls short. Do what works for you. This life belongs to you, and you never, ever have to apologize for taking up space in this planet, for being your own person, or for having needs that need to be met. If you're feeling a little blue right now, I want to encourage you to treat yourself with the respect that you deserve. Take yourself out for dinner. Keep things simple if you want. Go elaborate if you want. Find someone else who's lonely or sad and hang out with them. Go see a movie. There's some great ones out there right now. Buy a Christmas present for yourself rather than waiting for someone else to do it for you. Whatever you do, honor your own worth and choose peace, and do it in whatever way works for you. Give thanks for the good things in your life because there really are plenty of them, and celebrate that you're still here. As we enter this season, I'm wishing you all the peace and love and light in the world. If you want some more practical tips on how to survive and thrive during these holidays, even in difficult or unfavorable circumstances, or if things haven't turned out the way you wanted, check out my holiday survival guide video. That's all for now. Bye!